Dividing algebraic terms by algebraic terms. When dividing algebraic terms with exponents, divide both numbers, which are the coefficients, and subtract the exponents. Use the rules for subtracting signed numbers. Example 1. Divide 8x to the 6th power by 4x to the 2nd power. 8x to the 6th power divided by 4x to the 2nd power. Let's start by dividing 8 by 4. 8 divided by 4 is equal to 2. Now let's divide x to the 6th power by x to the 2nd power. X to the 6th power divided by x to the 2nd power is equal to x to the 6th minus 2. Because when we divide algebraic expression, we subtract the exponent. And this is equal to x to the 4th power. We can also do this problem another way by expanding out x to the 6th power. X to the 6th power means x times x times x times x times x times x. Make sure you have 6 x's. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. X to the 2nd power is the same as x times x. Make sure that you have 2 x's. Now we can cancel. This x will cancel this x. This x will cancel out this x. And we're left with 4 x's. Adding the exponent, x to the 1st power times x to the 1st power times x to the 1st power times x to the 1st power is equal to x to the 4th power. Now back to our original problem. 8 divided by 4 is equal to 2. X to the 6th power divided by x to the 2nd power is equal to x to the 4th power. Therefore, 8x to the 6th power divided by 4x to the 2nd power is equal to 2x to the 4th power. Let's try a second problem. A to the 7th power divided by negative a to the 4th power. When we divide a positive by a negative, by rules for sign numbers, is equal to a negative. A to the 7th power divided by a to the 4th power is equal to a to the 7 minus 4. Negative a, 7 minus 4 is 3. So a to the 7th power divided by negative a to the 4th power is equal to a negative a to the 3rd power. Example number 3, x to the 2nd power divided by x to the 2nd power is equal to x to the 2 minus 2. That is equal to x to the 0 power. By definition, x to the 0 power, or any variable, or any number raised to the 0 power, is equal to 1. Therefore, this problem, x to the 2nd power divided by x to the 2nd power is equal to 1. Example 4, divide b to the 2nd power by b is equal to b to the 2 minus 1, which is equal to b to the 1st power. That's also equal to b.
I like to stress when we're adding, subtracting, multiplying, or dividing algebraic terms, we need to use logic, or we got to apply common sense. And these are the rules over here. Adding sign numbers, subtracting sign numbers, multiplying sign numbers, and dividing sign numbers. And you have to apply these rules. And basically, it's simple math. Now, I have a problem here on the board that if you look at it, it looks scary. You say, boy, that's very difficult. But it's very simple rules. Now, you learned already a little bit about exponents, what you do when you divide it with exponents, that you just subtract. Now, let's first of all start with a divide 12 by 6, and that will equal 2. And in dividing x squared to x to the 6th power, all we have to do is subtract 2 from the 6, and that will equal x to the fourth power, and y to the second power divided into y to the fourth power, we just subtract 2 from the 4, equals y to the second power. Now what we're going to do, we're going to prove this. Now we're going to give x a number and y a number. You could give it any number for what we're doing, but we're going to use very small numbers because it's a lot easier. So we're going to make x equals 2 and y equals 3. So let's do this problem. 2 times x to the fourth power is 2 times 2 times 2 times 2 times y to the second power is 3 times 3. 2 times 2 is 4, times 2 is 8, times 2 is 16. 3 times 3 is 9. So let's just go to the calculator and do the math here. 2 times 16 times 9 equals 288. So this equals 288. All right? So 2x to the fourth power, y to the second power equals 288. Now let's do this one. All right? So 12 times x to the sixth power, and x is 2, so we're going to put 6 x's in there. 2 times 2 times 2 times 2 times 2 times 2. And then the y to the fourth power, we're going to put 4 3's in there. 3 times 3 times 3 times 3 divided by 6 to the x to the second power, so it's 6, and that's 2 2's, 2 by 2 times y to the second power, so that's 3 multiplied by 3. So now we have the same thing over here, brought out fully here so we can do the math. Let's do the math. 2 times 2 is 4, times 2 is 8, times 2 is 16, times 2 is 32, times 2 is 64. 3 times 3 is 9, times 3 is 27. 27 times 3 is 81. 2 times 2 is 4. 3 times 3 is 9. So let's go to the calculator. So it's 12 times 64 times 81 equals 62,208 divided by, now we'll put these numbers in here, 6 times 4 times 9. Clear the calculator. 6 times 4 times 9 equals 216. Let's divide that and see what answer we get. 62,208 divided by 216 equals, and the answer is 288. So this shows that what we've done here is right. We got the same answer both ways. And I just want to stress, let me write this on the board real large here. Algebra teaches logic. And I can't stress that enough. You have to think. There's certain rules here that you have to memorize and apply them. Just like with sign numbers. You can see that this is basic, Very simple math. All you have to understand is the principles and then use logic. And logic is another word basically of common sense. So learn these principles, memorize them, and then apply them, and you will get the right answer. I want to show you various scenes from our space program. As you look at these scenes, think of all the math and science used to build this equipment and the computers to operate these devices. Enjoy these scenes and marvel at the technology. Remember, everything had to be designed and built. Think of the importance of math and science in producing these amazing accomplishments.
Please pause the video now and complete the problems in your workbook. When finished, press play, and we'll continue with the next lesson.